Hi again, welcome back. We're getting on with Egor, the green van. So I'm, yeah, another manky wet, horrible day. Everything's soaking wet in here and it's disgusting. So I'm just trying to make a bit of headway on the exhaust because I'm going to refit the exhaust to the engine while it's still out. Engine bay is painted and that's ready to go in. So yeah, I just want to get the exhaust on, which saves me lying under the van trying to do it later. So I'll just show you what's going on with that. So, engine all done and hooked up with the gearbox and everything. The exhaust there, I've just wire brushed it all down. It's actually in pretty good nick, but it was all kind of surface rust. So I've just covered it in a bit of a rust converter for the time being. It's never going to dry today. I was going to paint it and put it on, but the rust converter won't even dry. So at the moment, I'm just putting together a flange for the exhaust for the downpipe. This was a 1.6 this van. So what I'm doing is I used the 1.9 manifold, partially because it's a bigger outlet and partially because one of the corners on the 1600 one were cracked off and the inside bore is quite a lot smaller. So we're not changing the whole exhaust just because it's quite good. I know it would benefit slightly to change it to a full bigger exhaust, but I'm going to change the downpipe as far as the silencer. So there is the old exhaust outlet, and yeah, that's not quite a circle, but it actually fits the pipe through it, which I'll weld in then. It's a fairly bigger flange though. And this pipe, yeah, I might try and change it out up to this bore. So it's not a huge gain, but it'll be an improvement. So we'll do that now anyway. In the meantime, with this van, I've cut out for the back windows. We have to do all the frame repair all along the top there to sort out that mess. Got to change out that section. Rear valance is all welded in, done, seam sealed and all that, and I cut out this quarter as well, and that window. I was going to cut the quarter out and keep the arch, because the arch was quite good, but it turns out the arch was in fact just filler, just a solid half-inch of filler, stuck over some foil tape type stuff. So, new arches. Thankfully, behind there is actually pretty good. Like the tops of there, where they all rot, is still perfectly good. A little bit of a repair to do in here, alright. Which is a bit of a nuisance because I've already painted the other side. I didn't know that was there. And a little bit up here as well. Forward of that, there's not much to do on this fan. A few little patches on the roof and stuff, but that's about it. On a little side note, I've just bought an ARP awning for our van, and I had to get a riv nut gun to fit it. So I'll do a little video on fitting an ARP awning to a high roof as well, because I don't see one on there. So that's something that needs doing. Okay, it's been way too long at that. Not so much that it took so much time, just loads of distractions. Anyway, yeah, that'll bolt up tight there. I've got the silencer a bit loose at the moment, but it's worked out okay. I got a friend of mine who's a breaker to give me a load of old exhausts there one day, so I'd have loads of various bends and bits and pieces. So I was pretty much able to replicate what was there, and now at very least the internal bore of that actually doesn't reduce. The old pipe used to go into this, now I've made it go over it, so we've increased the diameter all the way through, so I think we're pretty much the full bore of that the whole way. So I'm going to take it all off and give it a little bit of paint. I've put a bit of our rust killer on it earlier just to kill that back. So yeah, another job done. Right, so I painted those up yesterday evening, just to put a bit of red VHT on the downpipe and gave the back box a bit of a paint up. So that's kind of freed me up now to put the engine in. These two fittings for the exhaust bracket had bolts cracked off in them, so I've drilled those out and retapped them. To make a new little bracket here. There's no flexible mountings on this exhaust, so I think I'm going to recommend that they do that at some stage, because I'd be a bit afraid if you ever back the exhaust into a curb or anything that you'd risk cracking the sump. Again, I've blanked this off on this engine as well. Those filler necks, I know you could support them further up, but I know they also have a tendency to crack. And it's not worth, you lose your oil, and you've got the filler cap in the rocker cover on these anyway. So I've just been getting the engine bars bolted back in. I'm just going to drop the front side down again. Oh, that's the painted engine bay, by the way. So no surprises on what the colour is going to be. Owners took those away and painted them up, and like that I had welded captive nuts in behind here already, so whether these will have to be height adjusted or not, they've put them in a fairly low position. I think that's no harm, because any of the pump on the 1.9 might be higher. I know the AAZ I just done, I had to lower the bars in. So yeah, pretty much ready now to try and slide that engine in underneath. Well, there we go. That was straightforward enough, really. Just struggled to get that mount there to line up a bit. So I had to drop this bar back down and just make sure everything was kind of loose so I could get to it. I still need to change this return and the throttle bracket and this lever. I'll just weld on a longer lever on there. I don't like taking those off and messing around with them, because you get runaway engines and stuff when you get all those mixed up. You can mark them and reset them, but if you can leave them alone, I'd rather leave it be. And that feed line as well, that could probably be flipped over to run the other way. I'll set the dipstick once I've filled it with the right amount of oil. And yeah, just the gearbox mount there now to put the bolt through, and that can stay right there. Okay, so a bit of a catch up again. Welding continues on this. That wheel arch is all welded up. and along the top of all the windows. This looks a bit funny here at the moment because we're going to cut out for the sliding window that was in there. We just said we'd weld in the extra and cut it out again. That was a bit of a nuisance along the top, but it was pretty messed up there, but got it sorted. Just working on this side all day today. Just a little section that was missing in there, ready to grind down. Same here, I've cut everything out for this quarter panel. We've taken the sliding door off as well. Same, cut out the excess that was welded in along there, and I've just started to tack in the back corner. There was some rust here running inwards, and the same here. So I had to cut this section out to get to this. I've done that, welded this back in, and the same here. This section was a little bit rusty anyway, so I'll cut that around there, and all this is cleaned up. I'll let the quarter panel, the last few I've done, I've let them overhang this. It comes with that little crease in them, so it's quite a handy way of welding them on. And I think I'm going to do this slightly different as well, in that I'm going to weld a piece onto the arch before I put it in here, so I can be very careful with the heat, because I find when I have these welded on coming out and down, and then I put the arch in, it's very easy to contort the panel, trying to get that right. So if I weld this excess piece onto the panel, let it come in here and lap that, and weld it all up, and then I seam seal both sides afterwards. Same here, that's ground back clean, ready for the new panel there as well. And I'll have to do a bit of touching up in the engine bay afterwards, seeing as that's already painted, but yeah, it's ready to grind down anyway, and trying to wrap this up really quickly. Cut out a section of gutter there. We have a piece of replacement gutter for that. So there's this section and just the gutter along here in a couple of places. There is a bit of rust on the roof there, which has been filled over fairly heavily before. Again, the high roof is going on here, so we may just fill that back up and treat it a bit. It's going to be inside the van from now on, so don't worry about that whole pile. But yeah, I'll carry on with more welding the next day, and we'll be getting there. I also have that front corner cut out there. Probably will have to take the door off to access this piece in behind here. Although, no. Yeah, I will have to take the door off. They usually all have a bit of rust down there as well, and the same here. I think that's where the bumper corner gets fixed in. They always rust there. But it's looking pretty straight now and stuff. There will be a bit of work of getting that window right along the top. But it was just very awkward the way it was cut there. This was pretty mangled up above that, so it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it'll do the trick. As for the rest of my day, things have been changing around the shed, trying to get things a little bit organised around here. So yeah, got some new concrete in a few places. I'm going to set up a little area there with a decent bench and stuff, and the plan is to eventually we'll be going painting in here, so I'm going to get that all lined up so it's a nice clean room. So I've spoken about the one-way a couple of times now. I've kind of taken it for granted that most people know exactly what I'm talking about there, but for the few percent of you who don't, the one-way is the 1.9 diesel out of a lot of the 90s Volkswagens, the straight diesel ones. So you had the one-way as the straight diesel, and the AAZ is the turbo diesel. The good thing about both of those engines is that externally the block is exactly the same as your 1.6 or your 1.6 turbo. So if your 1.6 is packed up, you can just switch over everything, all the manifolds, everything, all your sump and everything will go over, and it'll become an identical engine with a bigger capacity. So it makes sense. A lot of people do it. You know, you gain some capacity and a bit of power, and you know, a more modern engine for, you know, little to no difference. Probably easier than rebuilding a 1.6, but that's what I'm referring to with the one way. The AAZs, that was a great option because you could get the turbo, and it was still not really any more work, as if you, especially if you're 1.6 turbo to start with. There's a bit of extra work in clocking the turbos and all that stuff, but not too bad. But those engines are, they weren't that popular anyway. Like, there was never a huge amount of them around, and they're pretty hard to get now. But the one ways, there's still quite a few of the one ways lying around. So if they can be got hold of, kind of worth grabbing. So that's what's gone into this fan, and driven a few of them, and it is a good increase on the 1.6. So that's just what that's about. But besides that, anyway, I'm going to leave this video at that. I'm getting a bit confused because I've got several videos being put together at one time, so I can't remember what I've done in one and what I've done in the next. But yeah, I'll leave this one there. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you very much. I'll speak to you next time. Cheers.